working on a lab problem. So it's kind of like the friction on the book problem in that you're going to take a little data, do a little calculations, but it's not a full lab. So the substitute hopefully is handed out, or will hand out in just a minute, the reaction time lab, and it looks like what you see on the screen here. I just want to go through a couple of things to make sure that things make sense to you. So we are going to measure time. Generally, when we measure time, we use something like a stopwatch or a clock, depending on how long our time intervals are. Today, we're actually going to use a meter stick to measure time. You're saying to yourself, a meter stick to measure time is carbling? That sounds crazy. I know, but we also know great things about acceleration and initial velocities and things like that, such that we can use a distance to measure time. So once you've watched this video, you're going to get into your groups and you're going to plan your experiment first. There are 4 questions that you'll see on the board here. So I want you to go through those with your table mates, and then you'll discuss that as a group, because I want to make sure that those make sense. Once you've done that, though, you're going to collect some data. And the way you're going to collect the data, I've had a couple of students help me out to get some good pictures so you can have a sense of what this process is going to look like. I'm going to see if I can scroll down here. There we go. So a couple of my students came out during second period to help me out with this. So one person is going to hold the meter stick up high, and the other person will put their hand out with their hand level, either with the top of the meter stick or maybe the bottom. It depends. As long as you're consistent and you measure carefully, it's all good. The person who's holding the meter stick is going to at some point let go, but do not tell the catcher when you're doing it, because we want to measure the time that it takes your eye to get that signal and then know when to close your hand. That's the time we're trying to measure. So you're going to set it up something like this, okay? And then you'll let go, and I'll show you a quick video. That's kind of what you're doing. And then you're going to measure the distance from the bottom of the ruler to where your hand landed on that ruler. Again, being consistent either to measure always from the top of your hand or the bottom of your hand. It does not matter as long as you stay consistent. So as you will see in the planning your experiment questions, you'll need to think about number of trials and things like that. But I think that with the brain power in the room, you guys can absolutely figure out how to plan the experiment. A note on the collecting data: each person will need to take data to turn in a data table with calculations. It's not a big, scary, long process. It's really just an opportunity to collect data for a problem that you're working, okay? Once you've finished that and gotten all of your data, you can double check with the substitute. They've got a couple of notes to double check and make sure that you're on the right track. There are some lab questions on the back of your sheet, 2 of them in particular, that I want you to work on as well, okay? One of them is another reaction time kind of processing thing to make sure that we're all on the same page. And then question number 2 is thinking about what effect that reaction time has when you are driving, okay? So this lab is what I would like you to work on today, and then you will turn it in on Friday in class, and I will grade it for points. There's a little rubric on the back there that explains exactly how I'm gonna grade it. If you have questions, please feel free to ask the sub. If there's something that that individual can't answer, please feel free to email me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, tomorrow you're going to be working on problems in class, and I will post solutions to those problems on Canvas. So those are not ones that you're going to have to turn in later. Those will just be practice problems. They will hopefully lead to some really great discussion between you all, and you'll have some questions for me on Monday. Remember, we're going to review on Monday and we'll test on Tuesday. Again, if you have any questions between now and when I see you on Monday, please feel free to send me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you guys have a great day today and tomorrow and a great weekend. Take care.